So very good morning to all of you. Now concentrate on your studies. So population composition we need to start, and here rural urban composition. I already explained about the population composition. In what sense? I explained it that population composition covers the different aspect of human life, like analysis of the age and sex, male female related things, age group, working age group, youth age group or older age population, then place of residence, whether you are living in rural area or urban area, then ethnic characteristics, which language speaks or which language spoken by the particular group, then tribal language, regional and maternal religion, and along with that marital status like married or unmarried, along with that literacy and education level, occupational characteristics, which type of job you are doing, or working population. If we talk about, then how many percentage of working population is in primary sector, how many them are in secondary and tertiary sector. So this is all related with occupational structure. So many of these population composition factors or the things will be covered in later part, in chapters other than this chapter that will be covered up later part. अगले उसके बाद वाले चैप्टर्स में बहुत सारी चीज़ें कवर्ड होगी. In this chapter we will look into the 3-4 aspects that include rural urban characteristics, language, religion and pattern of occupation. So religion basis, on the basis of religion, population composition, on the basis of ethnicity, that is on the basis of language, population composition, and then rural urban composition, and lastly the occupational structure part. So starting with rural urban composition. So simply, how many them are in staying in the rural area, how many percentage of them are staying in urban area or city area. So that is the thing we have to cover up now. So just see here that according to 2011 data, 66.8% of the total population are rural. And if anybody, as I know, I have older version also, so I know that in 2001 population it was 72%. So 2001 census, 72% of the total population lives in village, whereas in 2011 it is 68.8%. So what it exactly implies, what it says that urbanization is increasing. Urban area का population बढ़ रहा है, and at the same time rural area population is in decline. Rural area population is declining. So earlier 72% lives in rural area, now 68.8%, and maybe in next census it would be around 65 or 62%. So urbanization, level of urbanization is increasing. Now the another data is India has around 6,40,000 villages. So around 6,40,000 villages are there according to census 2011 census, and out of which 5,97% were inhabitable. So 93.2% were inhabitable. What it means? The rest villages are not inhabitable. Means that are given the status of the village. Maybe in the past 10 year 20 year back people used to stay there, but right now they are ghost village. Ghost village मतलब भूताहा, अभी खाली है, वहाँ कोई नहीं रहता. ठीक है. However, the distribution of rural population is not uniform throughout the country. Many areas have more rural population, many states have more rural population, like in case of Bihar and Sikkim. Very high percentage of rural population is there, whereas the state of Maharashtra and Gujarat have only little over, approximately 52 or 53% of the population are rural. So it means the Maharashtra and Gujarat, half of the Maharashtra and Goa, Gujarat, all these states are urban, and Bihar में 80% 85% are rural. Same way Sikkim also. On the reverse, union territory have a smaller proportion of rural population. So there, in case of UTs are generally city. Chandigarh is a city, Pondicherry is a city, NCR Delhi is a city. So most of the UTs are Dadar and Daman and Diu, Dadar and Nagar Haveli is also like a city, and they are directly under the control of union government. So except Pondicherry and Delhi, other UTs don't have state or UT government. Delhi government, Pondicherry to have their own state or UT government. But except these two UT, other UTs are directly under the control of, no state government is there, no high court is there. So they are directly under the control of central government. And high court is only for Delhi, not even for Pondicherry. Okay, these are the important information. So that's why all these UT are under the control of central government. So that's why all the program and policy of the central government are easily implemented over these UT. So they developed fastly at a faster rate. So they are urbanized earlier than other part of the country. देखो सब जगह जहाँ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ना सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कुछ पास करेगा तो केजरीवाल टाइप के लोग बैठे हुए होते हैं, जो कि जिनका डिमांड है 300 मिलियन टन ऑक्सीजन का और बोलते हैं कि हमको 1200 मिलियन टन चाहिए, और उसके बाद बोलते हैं उनको 600 मिलियन टन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट दे देता है, उसके बाद बोलते हैं 600 मिलियन टन अभी कम दिया है, और बाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जब उसके ऊपर डिटेल में ऑडिट होता है तो इट वाज फाउंड दैट रियल डिमांड इज ओनली 300 मिलियन टन, और दिल्ली में लोग मर रहे हैं एंड ही इज क्लेमिंग कि 600 मिलियन टन अभी कम दिया है, वी डिमांडेड फॉर 1200 मिलियन टन एंड रियल डिमांड इज ओनली 300 मिलियन टन. So this type of people are there. I am not saying that BJP is always correct, but in this case it is audit done by the Supreme Court of India. If you don't believe it, you don't believe in Indian Constitution, simply. So this kind of check and balance is there, or this kind of problem is there between the central and state government, and that will stuck the policies and programs of the central government. So that is not there in case of union territory, because it is streamlined. Central government directly implement all these things by themselves, and that's why development is more in these UT, and urbanization is there. Urbanization is a proof of development, that central government directly if implies the all the program in these UT, then urbanization and development is more as compared to respective state government. Mamata Banerjee or West Bengal also get independence with India in 1947, and during that time Bangalore or Kolkata was the leading center. There is no doubt about it, main center of India during British time, and right now you already know, and leftists used to claim that they are the best. Firstly, proof that why West Bengal is suffering. डोंट हैव टू से एनीथिंग एल्स. चलिए थोड़ा थोड़ा हम बीच में इसलिए बोलते हैं कि आप लोग का हॉरिजॉन भी खुलते जाए. एक है ना स्लोगन, ज़िंदगी के साथ भी और ज़िंदगी के बाद भी, यानी 12th के साथ भी और 12th के बाद भी. सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर. वेस्टर्न राजस्थान. चलिए आइए आगे बढ़ते हैं. सो यूनियन टेरिटरीज ऑन द अदर हैंड हैव अ स्मॉलर प्रपोर्शन ऑफ रूरल पॉपुलेशन except Dadar and Nagar Haveli. So Dadar and Nagar Haveli is the only union territory which is having 53.38% rural population. What it means? Other UTs have more urbanization, even more than 50% urbanization are there. So that proves that whatever things is directly under the control of central government, that are more developed, simply. And there in UTs there are only lieutenant governors, and these lieutenant governors are the agent of the center directly, and they used to implement they used to look after the working of these UT. All the things are directly under the control of lieutenant governor, except in Delhi and Pondicherry. द साइज ऑफ द विलेज, आई डोंट थिंक इतना इंफॉर्मेशन आपको पॉलिटिकल साइंस के भी टीचर ने दिया होगा अबाउट यूटी. The size of the village also varies considerably. Okay, so size will also varies. Why it is so? It is so because of terrain nature. In hilly region where the hills are there, it is very difficult to have a large village. एक पहाड़ है, उसका चोटी पे कुछ लोग रहते हैं, और दूसरा फिर वैली आ गया, फिर दूसरा, देन तीसरा. तो बिकॉज ऑफ डिफिकल्ट टेरेन इन hilly region, so village size is considerably smaller, less than 200 person in the hilly state of northeastern India. और देखो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न हिली स्टेट में that number of village or number of person staying in one village is less than 200%. But if you compare it, data is not in your book, but if you Google it and compare it, in western Himalaya, northeastern state, eastern Himalaya, in western Himalaya it is more than 200%. Why it is so? Because eastern Himalaya is more rugged. तुरंत हिल तुरंत वैली, मोर रग्ड आर देयर. याद करो 11th में जब फॉर्मेशन ऑफ हिमालय पढ़ाए थे, सो देयर आई टोल्ड दैट ईस्टर्न हिमालय इज मोर रग्ड एंड नैरोअर, एंड वेस्टर्न हिमालय, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में हिमालय इज ब्रॉडर. ज़्यादा रगनेस नहीं है, तुरंत वैली तुरंत हिल नहीं आता है. ठीक है, अप डाउन इज लेस इन वेस्टर्न हिमालय. सो नंबर ऑफ पीपल स्टेइंग इन द विलेज ऑफ वेस्टर्न हिमालय इज मोर एज कंपेयर टू ईस्टर्न हिमालय. एंड नाउ कंपेयर विथ हिली रीजन विथ अदर रीजन. प्लेन में विलेज नंबर ऑफ पीपल स्टेइंग इन अ विलेज इज अप टू लाइक 17,000. Western Rajasthan, Run of Kutch as high as 17,000 person in a state of Kerala and in parts of Maharashtra. So you can easily see that hilly states, and where the things are difficult, where survival is difficult, number of person staying in those area in a village is lesser, like in case of hilly states. Western Rajasthan, desert part is there, also number of people staying in single village is lesser. Run of Kutch is also kind of desert, that is also number of people staying in these area will lesser. And अब आ जाओ प्लेन्स में और प्लेटूज के ऊपर. सो पीपल और नंबर ऑफ पीपल स्टेइंग इन सिंगल विलेज आर इवन अप टू 17,000. कहाँ 200 और कहाँ 17,000. सो बिहार के विलेज चले जाओगे, यूपी में चले जाओगे, केरला, सम पार्ट ऑफ केरला एंड महाराष्ट्र हैव एज हाई द नंबर एज लाइक 17,000. A thorough examination of the pattern of distribution of rural population of India reveals that both at intra-state and interstate levels, the relative degree of urbanization and extent of rural-urban migration regulate the concentration of rural population. What exactly it's saying? It is saying like within the state there is variation in population. Inter means within. So interstate means within the state, or intra-state means between the state. So intra-state and interstate, both wise variation is there. There is variation in between Bihar rural population and number of people staying in village of Bihar and UP compared with other state. And within Bihar also, Patna have different figure as compared to Jahanabad, as compared to Muzaffarpur. And at the same time, relative degree of urbanization, one thing is that relative degree of urbanization is also varying interstate level and intra-state level. At the same time, migration level is also changing. So बिहार से कुछ लोग दिल्ली जाएंगे, और बिहार में आप देखोगे विद इन बिहार ऑल्सो सम पीपल आर मूविंग फ्रॉम जहानाबाद और सराउंडिंग एरिया ऑफ पटना टुवर्ड्स पटना. So there is huge variation in terms of migration, in terms of urbanization between the states and within the states. Is it clear? आवाज जा रही है बच्चों?
Yes sir.
ठीक है.
Yes sir.
You have noted that Contrary to the rural population, the population of urban area in India, or urban population is around 31.16% in India, is quite low, but it is showing a much faster rate of growth. How you can say? Last census के data से मैंने compare किया था, there was 28% urbanization, 72% near rural population is there, so 28% is there urban. और बाद में हमने क्या देखा 2011 डेटा में, दैट इट इज 68 पॉइंट समथिंग 68.84. सो अर्बन कितना हो गया 31.16. सो इफ यू लुक एट अ फर्स्ट साइट, पहली बार आप देखोगे तो आपको क्या लगेगा, ओनली 31% इज अर्बन पॉपुलेशन एंड रेस्ट 71 और रेस्ट 68 पॉइंट समथिंग परसेंट इज रूरल पॉपुलेशन. सो अर्बनाइजेशन इज वेरी लेस. But you understand the trend, then you will find that okay, it's okay that urbanization is lesser or urbanization is low in India, but it is increasing as compared to last decade. The growth rate of urban population has accelerated due to enhanced economic development. And urbanization क्यों हो रहा है? Because of industrialization, because of economic development, because of improvement in health and hygienic condition, better educational facilities. So all these things which are available in some portion of India are forcing, these are acting as a pull factor and forcing people from the rural area towards the urban area, and the area and extent of urban area is increasing day by day. जितना ज़्यादा लोग आएंगे, पटना का फ्रिंज एरिया बढ़ते जा रहा है. पहले पटना were limited to some areas. Now Danapur is also Patna, Fatua is also Patna, and it is even extending. Maybe tomorrow or maybe after few years up to Beta, all is Patna. So what is happening? People in search of pull factor pull कर रहा है. लोग जो है रूरल एरिया से पुश अप होकर के अर्बन एरिया की तरफ शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड शिफ्टिंग के साथ साथ अर्बन एरिया का फ्रिंज एरिया इज ऑल्सो कन्वर्टिंग इनटू अर्बन. And this way urban area is extending and rural area is shrinking. The distribution of urban population too, as it is the case of total population, variation throughout the country. You can see the variation there is in between the urban area too. Within the urban area too, there is huge variation. ठीक है. It is however noticed that in almost all the state and union territory there has been a considerable increase of urban population, and this indicates that both development of urban area in terms of socio-economic condition and increased rate of urban rural migration. So you will find that जो बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि यूनियन टेरिटरीज में क्या देखोगे, that in almost all the states and union territory there is increasing trend of urbanization. और ये क्या चीज़ को बता रहा है? This is showing that the development of urban area in terms of socio-economic condition is also improving, and at the same time rural urban migration is also increasing. Okay. The rate of rural urban migration is also increasing. The rural urban migration is conscious or conspicuous in the case of urban area along the main road links and railroad or railroads in the North Indian states. बोल रहा कहाँ कहाँ आप देख रहे हो, where urbanization is happening, where there is a development in transportation link, like if there is a railway line, this is Patna, okay, Patna में railway line है, along with that there are NH, some NH is this way, some is like this way, some this side also. So along these road links, along these railway links, extension of cities are happening. People are shifting and settling in these area. In the fringes of this national highway, at the fringes of this railway link, ठीक है. So people are shifting towards these area. Along with the transportation link, industrial area is also. So industrial city like Kolkata, Mumbai, Bangalore, Mysore, Madurai, Coimbatore, Ahmedabad, Surat, Delhi, Kanpur, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, all these industrial cities also, all these industrial centers are also increasing the level of urbanization. People are shifting towards these city in search of better facilities, better amenities, better education, better living standard, better employment opportunity. So all this city area is increasing. Number of cities are also increasing. That can be gauged from the fact that if you go into the past, there were, according to 2001 data, again I am quoting the data which is not given in your book. According to 2001 data, there were 35 million cities. And right now, according to 2011 data, there were more than 52 million सिटी. अब नया डेटा जो है उसमें 52 से ज़्यादा मिलियन सिटी हो चुके हैं 2011 डेटा के अकॉर्डिंगली, एंड दैट वाज 35 in 2001. So around 17 million city increases. 17 more cities come into the bracket of million cities. So all these trends are showing that in cities area urbanization is increasing, and reason you well know. Reason I don't need to explain. Post factor, pull factor. In the agriculturally stagnant part of the middle and lower Ganga plains, agriculturally stagnant part of middle and lower Ganga plains, Telangana region, non-irrigated western Rajasthan, remote hilly tribal area of northeast, along the flood plains area of peninsular India, and along eastern part of Madhya Pradesh, the degree of urbanization has remained low. Why it is low? Can anybody explain in these area? देखो कौन कौन से एरिया की बात किया है. Flood plains, stagnant part of the middle and lower Ganga plains, Telangana region, Rajasthan region, western Rajasthan, remote hilly region, tribal area of India, flood prone region of the Indian peninsula, and eastern part of Madhya Pradesh. So why it is said it? बताइए जल्दी बोलो.
There were no facility.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, there were no facility of agriculture product.
आपने पॉइंट पकड़ लिया बेटा. यू आर वेरी करेक्ट. कोई और बताओ. एनी अदर स्टूडेंट.
सर राजस्थान में, वेस्टर्न राजस्थान में सर एक्सट्रीम हॉट कंडीशन है. वहाँ क्लाइमेट अच्छा नहीं है. ह्यूमन सस्टेन नहीं कर पाएगा.
अच्छा देखो, जो मैंने अभी ये लड़की ने कुछ बोलने की कोशिश की थी, बालकृष्णा, सी सेड समथिंग, तो मैंने बोला तुमने पकड़ लिया. मैंने क्या किस बात को बोला कि यू आर करेक्ट.
एग्रीकल्चर वहाँ नहीं हो पाएगा बढ़िया से.
नो 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 नो, यू आर पिकिंग अ सिंगल फैक्टर. आई सेड इट फॉर होल थिंग. And she was telling about that underdevelopment is there. She was telling about push factor is there. समझ रहे हो? Are you getting?
Yes sir.
हाँ देखो, टर्सरी, देयर इज 3 टाइप ऑफ एक्टिविटी, प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्सरी. जहाँ पे प्राइमरी एक्टिविटी होगा वहाँ पे अर्बनाइजेशन कम होगा. सिंपल. सो गंगा और मिडिल गंगा प्लेन एग्रीकल्चर, मेनली इनटू एग्रीकल्चर. बिहार क्यों नहीं डेवलप हो रहा है? बिकॉज इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन इज नॉट देयर. एवरीथिंग डिपेंड अपॉन एग्रीकल्चर हियर. दिस इज एग्रीकल्चरल स्टेट. और सबसे बड़ा दिक्कत क्या है कि एग्रीकल्चर भी फिक्स नहीं है, हर साल बाढ़ आती है, पूरा एग्रीकल्चर फसल तबाह कर देता है। तो देयर आर मेनी फैक्टर्स, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि सिर्फ एक ही फैक्टर है, देयर आर मेनी फैक्टर्स, बट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इज दिस वन। चलिए आइए मैप के ऊपर क्या क्या बोला था आप देखते चले जाओ। मध्य प्रदेश का ईस्टर्न हाफ, ईस्टर्न मध्य प्रदेश अंडर डेवलप्ड, ट्राइबल बेल्ट, डेंस फॉरेस्ट, छत्तीसगढ़, राजस्थान, वेस्टर्न राजस्थान डेजर्ट एरिया, और कौन कौन सा रीजन बोला है, दिस सेंट्रल, मिडिल एंड सेंट्रल गंगा प्लेन, along with that hilly region, tribal belt, flood prone area of Bihar especially. So these are the area where the trend or degree of urbanization has remained low. Region फिर से बताने की जरूरत है या आप सब समझ पा रहे हो?
सर समझ गए
सर।
I am asking from all the students. देखो मेरे बच्चे अगर रेगुलर क्लास कर रहे हैं और चीज़ों को खोल के दिमाग सुन रहे हैं तो आई डोंट थिंक ये छोटी छोटी बात समझाने की भी ज़रूरत है, दे अंडरस्टैंड इट, दे उनके मुंह से आवाज़ निकलनी चाहिए कि सर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन। चलो वेरी गुड, ऑल ऑफ यू आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, हुएवर आर अटेंडिंग रेगुलर क्लासेस। जो नहीं कर रहे हैं उनके लिए मैं बता देता हूँ। देखो राजस्थान में क्या है, राजस्थान के एरिया में there is problem related with क्या चीज का प्रॉब्लम है, desert related problems are there. In that part it is completely sandy, so even in those area there is no industrialization, people don't favor these area. One of the major reason is also the extreme of climate. In summer that is too hot and in winter too cold. Winter nights are also chilled in that part because sands warm up fastly and cools down fastly. दोपहर में जाओगे तो 52 डिग्री सेल्सियस and during night it is around 0 degree Celsius. So all the tertiary activity or manufacturing activity or people engaged in these activity don't like these kind of places. Agar you have after education you got an employment opportunity, one in the Rajasthan extreme part and other in the Bangalore area or Delhi area, same kind of facilities developed or at both the places, but even then you like Delhi or Bengaluru. Why? Because Delhi also have extreme climate, but Delhi have other facility. Climate wise Delhi is also negative, but facilities are there. But Bengaluru pleasant climate,
have a moderate climate, sir.
Pleasant climate, moderate type of climate. So that is the region in case of Rajasthan. In central and middle Ganga plain, people are mainly into primary activity, agriculture related things. So they don't have option for industrialization or something. Government is also not focusing on these area. So mainly into agriculture. And primary activity is the work or occupation of rural area. That is not the occupation of urban area. आगे ऑक्यूपेशनल स्ट्रक्चर में ये चीज़ें और क्लियर हो जाएगी। तीसरा मैंने बताया मध्य प्रदेश एंड छत्तीसगढ़ ट्राइबल बेल्ट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्राइबल बेल्ट, डिफिकल्ट टेरेन. मध्य प्रदेश एंड छत्तीसगढ़ हैव dense forest also. So these are the region, these part of the India and flood plains of peninsular India or Bihar. कहीं भी flood आएगा, drought आएगा, that will Rajasthan also have a drought related problem. So these area suffers in terms of urbanization. ठीक है, मैप पे भी आपको दिख रहा होगा. एंड दीज एरिया इंक्लूड्स, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ इतना ही है, ऑल हिली रीजन. ये पूरा आ जाएगा, राजस्थान डेजर्ट पूरा आ जाएगा, सेंट्रल पार्ट दिस पार्ट आ जाएगा, अलॉन्ग विद दैट फ्लड प्लेन्स बिहार आएगा, सम पार्ट ऑफ यूपी भी आएगा, कहीं कहीं यहाँ भी फ्लड आता है. पेनिनसुला में ये महाराष्ट्र का कुछ एरिया में इस तरह कर्नाटका आंध्र प्रदेश में थोड़ा फ्लड आएगा, दैट इज द रीजन. So now as the time is clock is ticking out, even then थोड़ा सा linguistic वाला part हम लोग थोड़ा सा introduction करेंगे. Linguistic composition. Linguistic means really language base. Linguistic here simply means according to language. So India is a long linguistic. India has a long linguistic diversity. So all the southern states have their respective language. Karnataka Kannada, Andhra Telugu, Tamil Nadu Tamil, and Malayalam is in Kerala. Along with that, Bengal Bengali, Maharashtra Marathi, Punjab Punjabi, Gujarat Gujarati. So you know all these things. So huge linguistic diversity is there. Besides, these are the large linguistic diversity. Besides these things, in tribal region, especially in the northeastern part of India, if you change the village, if you shift from one village to other village, language changes. That is the level of diversity in northeast. I met through some of the northeastern people in Delhi, and I know this thing that they have even language change with change in village. They both looks like in a same class, both the student looks like both are from Manipur, both are from Nagaland, or both are from Assam. Assam has less diversity, but other states. But they don't understand each other language. Then I asked that why it is so. Then they explain कि he is from other village, I am from other village. Okay. So that is the level of linguistic diversity. And according to Garrison Linguistic Survey of India 1903 to 1928, there were 179 languages and as many as 544 dialect. So dialect is like boli. So dialect will change near about something they understand also. ऐसा नहीं कि विलेज बदल गया तो एकदम ही नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ चीज़ें समझेंगे कुछ चीज़ें नहीं समझ में आएगी. तो डायलेक्ट का डिफरेंस हो जाता है, स्पेशली इन हिली रीजन्स. एंड आउट ऑफ दिस, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया placed the modern, they have placed 22 languages in the category of scheduled language. And what is this scheduled language? Scheduled language is the language which is given support by the Constitution of India. That is mentioned in the 8th schedule of Constitution of India. That means these 22 languages has been given sanctioned by the law of government of India, and these languages were the respective state level working language in respective states. So नागालैंड में अगर उसका जो शेड्यूल लैंग्वेज जिसका, जैसे तमिल इज अ ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ तमिलनाडु. सेम वे तेलुगु इज अ ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ तेलंगाना एंड आंध्र प्रदेश. सो दिस वे these 22 languages has been given. In Bihar, Maithili is also given or has been placed under the 22 scheduled language. So Maithili is the only language from Bihar. भोजपुरी और ये मगही ये सब नहीं है, ठीक है. And rest all are non-scheduled languages. So total language 179, and if you 544 dialects are there. Just see how many languages are written on 10 rupees note. और आपके पास जो नोट होगा, पता नहीं नए वाले पे है कि नहीं, बट पुराने वाले पे तो होता था. There are different languages. So these all languages are scheduled language. जो नोट के ऊपर भी मेंशन रहता छपता है, वो scheduled languages होता है, ठीक है. Amongst the scheduled languages, the speaker of Hindi have the highest percentage. Out of 22 recognized languages by government of India, Hindi is the largest. ठीक है. हाईएस्ट परसेंटेज किस चीज का है? हिंदी का है, ठीक है. एंड स्मॉलेस्ट इज काश्मीरी, कश्मीर और संस्कृत स्पीकर। कश्मीर का लैंग्वेज जो है ना वो उसको बोलते हैं बोडो, बोडो लैंग्वेज। सो आज का क्लास हम लोग यहीं पे रोकेंगे। थोड़ा सा आपको लैंग्वेज और लिंग्विस्टिक कंपोजिशन के बारे में मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया। इन नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल स्टार्ट आवर क्लास फ्रॉम हियर ऑनवर्ड्स। ठीक है, एनी डाउट इज देयर, एनी क्वेश्चन इज देयर, यू मे आस्क योर क्वेश्चंस।